Hello everyone. Today we're going to be doing radical expressions, radical functions. They, again, just like with composite functions, they look a lot worse than they are. At least when you just have principal roots. It's really easy. Alright, most of the time when you want to find x, you want to get x to its own side. You can't really do that. You can't move something out of a radical. So what you want to do is the next best thing. You want to add... Marker doesn't work. What you want to do is you want to do the next best thing, which is add 3 to both sides. So then you have the root of 17 minus x equals x plus 3. Why do you want to do that? You want to do that because the next move is to square this. Why do you square it? Because when you have a radical sign with no index, it's presumed to be a square root. So in order to get all of the radicals out, you want to square it. Of course, what you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So it's going to look like 17 minus x equals x plus 3, x plus 3. There we go. That looks really bad, I'm sorry. What you have is 17 minus x equals x plus 3 times x plus 3. Now what we want to do, obviously, is distribute this. So you get x squared plus 3x plus 3x plus 9 equals 17 minus x. You know what to do now. You combine like terms. I'm gonna erase and move it up. That way it's easier for me to write. Now we're just gonna combine like terms. 17 minus x equals x squared plus 6x plus 9. And then obviously you want to combine both sides of the equation, so it's going to be x squared plus 7x, because you're adding, plus 7x minus 8, maybe, if I'm doing very, very, very basic math correctly. Yeah, it's 8. Minus 8. What we do from here is plug it into the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is super useful, so you should have it memorized. It is, of course, negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Super useful to have that memorized. Really it is. And your a, b, and c's here are the first, second, and last terms of your problem. So a, b, c. C is negative 8, b is 7, a is 1. So it's going to be, let me erase some of this. Negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 1 minus minus 4 times I typically, if b is 1 or if a is 1, I'll just skip steps. So that's why you see me doing that sometimes, because 1 squared is negative 1 squared is 1. 1 minus 4 times 7 times 8 over 2 times 7. Now what you want to do here, typically I do the easiest things first. So that's, 56 times negative 4 isn't super easy, so I'll save that for when I need to use my calculator. So it's going to be negative 1 plus or minus 1 minus 4 times negative, times negative 56 over 14. And then all you need to do is calculate what 4 times negative 56 is. That's going to be 224. So it's going to be negative 1 plus or minus square root of 1 minus, actually it's going to be positive because I forgot to write it up here, but that is negative 8, and negative 4 times a negative number is going to be a positive number. So plus 224 over 14, what's 224 plus 1? That's right, it's 225. So we can just erase that and do 225. So what next? What is plus or minus? Plus or minus literally just means you do both at separate points. So we'll start out with negative 1 plus square root of 225. Square root of 225 is a perfect square. You should have that memorized. It is 15, so negative 1 plus or minus 15 over 14. Negative 1 plus 15 is going to be positive 14 over positive 14. What's 14 over 14? That's right, it's 1. So one of the two solutions, because every quadratic has, quadratics look like that. Every quadratic has 2 solutions. 1 is one of them. Well, the point 1, 0. Let me write that. 1, 0 is one of the solutions. Now, all we have to do is, instead of doing negative 1 plus 15, negative 1 minus 15. Obviously, we know how to subtract negative numbers. That is going to, let me erase some of this. That's going to, of course, equal 16, negative 16 over 14. That reduces down to 1 and 2 14ths, negative 1 and 2 14ths. That goes down to negative 1 and 1/7. 0. Those are your 2 solutions for the problem square root of 17 minus x minus 3 kind of equals x. I hope this helps you. If it doesn't, leave a comment. I'll try to explain it as best I can. Yeah. Thank you.